Yo, what's going on everybody? I'm Fearless. Welcome to the channel, and today we are making a KANKAN beat from scratch in Ableton. So if y'all are ready, let's get right into this. I want to start by making some chords with a crazy rage synth sound. So let's jump in here and see what we got. By the way, guys, I had some people ask me in the last video for these presets. We're going to be using the Unicorn Delicate Pack. You can get this on industrykits.com. Tons of great serum presets, and we're going to be using mostly just this pack and maybe another one as well from the same company because there's a lot of great sounds in it. So let's start off with here and let's see if we can't lay down some quick chords. And maybe we'll double this up too. Just gives it a little bounce, you know what I'm saying? A little bounce around. And then we'll do it over here as well. Let's see if we should add any bass notes as well. Alright, let's go ahead and make this 8 bars now. We're just going to put just a little bit of sauce on it, you know what I'm saying? So let's move in and let's see if we can find another synth or another instrument that can go really well with this. Alright guys, so I actually laid this down. As you can see, it was just one simple note in one spot, but it's supposed to be a growl, but it's like almost like a chain gun minus the chain gun sound. I don't know, it just sounds freaking crazy. And I thought it could be cool as like a little accent in the background, so we're gonna do that. Here we go. Alright, so I want to do one more lead, and I also want to find one other synth that's going to be the same exact notes as this, but it's going to interchange back and forth. This one has a lot of highs in it. I want something that's a little more mellow. Alright, so it obviously sounds really fire, but let's also get rid of some of those highs and play with that a little bit. Let's try this up an octave too. Alright guys, the point of this is not to play all of the synths at the same time. It's to go ahead and have like 2 different sets, 2 different kind of melodies that we can go between, okay? Because obviously when you start playing a lot of them that are the same and they all have a ton of high end range, they're going to clash together and fight over it. Sometimes it can be really messy, so we're going to keep it extra simple on this one. Alright, we're going to leave the lows in this. I'm not sure if I'm actually going to have this playing during the drop or if it's just going to be for intros and stuff like that. Plus, I don't know that it's going to interfere with the bass too much, so we can always go back to that later. Let's move on. Yeah, go ahead and throw a compressor on this right away. Also going to put an R bass on here and kind of play with the frequencies as well. Go ahead and boost some of them. Alright, yeah, we're going to move those snares over just one right there. We're not going to do anything too crazy with the hi-hats. Maybe a couple rolls in here. We're gonna keep these hi-hats simple, but let's throw a case of looperator on this one, and maybe we can add a little pizzazz up in this boink. Alright guys, let's get this 808 going. Alright, we're also going to throw in another 808, different sample, same notes, maybe. They might change up later, but let's go ahead and get this rocking. Okay, so I wanted to do something that would kind of separate these 808s, kind of make them stand apart. So I did some really simple things. Instead of this being a full note here, like it was before, what I did is I ended up putting 2 notes up higher and then I came back down. So take a quick listen to it. The same thing over here, but up in another octave. So the second 808, instead of doing something like that, I did a couple glides. So if you don't know how to turn on glides, you go into your controls here and you turn glide to glide mode right here. 102 milliseconds is where I set it. And then what I did, I ended up putting a glide note right here. So it shifts from B up to B3 and back down. And then another glide at the end here goes from C to C4. And did I do that at the end? Okay, so for the other part, I ended up going down an octave instead of up another one. So let's go ahead and start doing this arrangement. First things first, I'm going to start off with the bass here that we have. So I'm going to delete the rest of it. I'm going to delete the kick, 808. And then that's the only spot we're going to hear the bass is when the chorus comes in or whatever. And then we're going to delete it for the rest of the part. And we're only going to use one 808 at a time, obviously. Maybe we'll start with the first one first, and then we'll switch to the second one after, and we're going to go back and forth like that. And we're going to do a similar thing with the synths, the different melodies that we made. Let's just start with the first one, because I think that's going to be good. And then we're just going to go in between each one like this. So maybe we chop them all right here, get rid of like all the FX noises and stuff like that. And then maybe we drop them out right before the end of it. But let's see how this is starting to sound now. Take the bell and FX out here. Take the growl out for those two as well. I think I want it to start like this. Awesome. Let's also get this bass out right before the drop here. And we're going to put like a little riser here right before the drop to just build that anticipation just somewhat. I might drop everything out right here before the next start of the drop comes in here. Cool, I like the 808. Let's take the kick out right here first too. And honestly, maybe I'll take the kick out for the second part. Let's see how that would sound. Okay, let's instead have the kick come in halfway through right here. And maybe we'll do the same exact thing on the second part as well here. We'll have the kick come in halfway through. I think that'll give it a good little switch up there. So now what we can do is we can literally just copy this over, and then what we'll do is for the very end, we'll just extend everything out right there. All right, guys, so that's how you make a KANKAN beat from scratch in Ableton, but there's one thing that we didn't look at yet, and that's how to mix down your beats. So at some point in this video, you might have heard that the beat went from sounding all right to clean and fresh with a nice mix. I went ahead and did a mix in the background because we didn't have time to cover it in this video, but if you want to see how I mix my beats to spice them up, the mix is everything. Go ahead and check out this video that I'm going to leave right here, and you're going to see exactly how I mix down my beats. And besides that one, guys, I'll be catching you again in the next one. Peace out.